Hey, it's Jack. So, in today's video, I want to talk about how to build your self image so that you can start to increase your sales without necessarily working any harder or exerting any more discipline or willpower than you're already exerting. And for anyone who's new to my channel, I've personally generated over $5 million in sales as a sales professional. And the biggest shift in my success and in my sales career came whenever I started to focus on building and developing my self image instead of working on my external skills and anything that was outside of that. So, for the full story, I won't go into it in this video. You can go back a few videos and learn more about that. But really, what I wanted to do in today's video is kind of go into that in more detail and really just walk you through, first of all, what is self image, and then some practical steps that I've personally taken in my own life and I've seen the results firsthand that you can then go and implement in your life, specifically around improving your sales output and your revenue as a sales professional. So, if we talk about and just take a moment to really understand the self image as a concept, I've prepared a few analogies that I think will really help hammer home exactly what it is and how it works. So, one analogy that I think is quite easy to understand is self image in the concept of losing weight. So, every year, January comes around and the January lifters emerge from their homes after a long Christmas. They probably ate too much food, and they obviously feel that desire to want to lose weight. And what often happens is the gyms will flood on January 1st with all these people with the best of intentions to lose weight and to actually keep it off. They solemnly swear that this is the year that they finally lose the weight and they keep it off. And my one of my good friends is a personal trainer, and he capitalizes on this wave of people every year who get on the bandwagon and fall off the bandwagon. So it's a predictable source of revenue each year if you're a personal trainer or if you're in the fitness industry. So why do people not achieve lasting change then? Because what really happens is they're a few weeks in and they start to lose some weight physically. And more often than not, it's as a result of eating less food, very, very external things that take place. They go on a strict diet, they're working out like hell, and their body starts to change. But again, what often happens is a few weeks in, a few months in, they'll quickly revert back, and oftentimes not just back, but way worse than they were before. So they'll stack on all that weight again and self-sabotage all of their hard work, all of the willpower that they exerted, all of the sacrifice and energy they put into changing, again with all the best of intentions. So why does this cruel cycle constantly happen year after year, and these people get stuck in this trap? Well, really what it comes down to is that through the physical changes that they put their body through by following these weight loss plans and diet plans, etc., they never took the time to actually change their internal self image. And the greatest force of human nature is to remain consistent with who we believe we are. And that's really what happens here in the context of losing weight. It's the only way for someone to achieve lasting success in the context of losing weight is if they actually take the time to change that self-image. Because the reality is that we all know people who have the perfect body by all normal standards, and they eat whatever they want. They don't train, they don't go to the gym, they're just genetically gifted, is often how the term is coined. But really, what it comes down to is that they have a self image of themselves that enables them to have this body um, that many people would admire, for example, from an aesthetic standpoint. And that is the true power of the self image. Unless you change the self image to align to the level of goal that you want to achieve, any success that you achieve in your life is going to be short lived at best. And the worst part is that, the crash down is often puts you lower than you were before. So, how do we change this? And how does this relate to the world of sales? So, in the world of sales, first of all, and then I'll get into how we can change it and how I've personally changed it in my own life in the past successfully. So, in the context of sales, it's a performance driven role. Sometimes it's 100% commission based, but a large portion of your income is based on how you perform as a person. Okay. And the big thing here is that where I see a lot of people struggle, because I personally struggle with it, is that they focus 80% of their time all day, every day on the external factors that they can change. So they make more outbound phone calls. They spend more and more money on skills training, tonality training. They spend all day analyzing their sales script. They spend all these hours doing role plays, objection handling, speaking with marketing to increase lead flow. All of these external things, everything you can imagine to try and change the external reality. But the truth is that no matter how much work and time is spent on these external outputs, that sales rep, unless their self image evolves to the income that they desire to reach, every single month, no matter how much discipline, willpower, energy is exerted, they're going to hit the same level of income or slightly below it. And the best way I can explain this is like autopilot on a plane, right? So as a pilot, you have the ability to obviously turn on autopilot on the plane, and it's going to lock in on the destination, adjust the altitude, and get you to the destination without any sort of input. And that's really what's happening here in the context of sales, is due to the power of your self-image, for better or for worse, depending on how your results are. And that's really the best way to take inventory of, what kind of self-image do I have in the context of sales or life in general? We'll really just look around. Are you making the money that you want to make? Do you have the relationships that you want to have? Are you living the life that you want to live? If yes, you've got a great self-image. And there's obviously new levels that you can reach if you have new goals. But, if you're living the kind of life that you want to live, chances are not chances are, scientifically proven with years and years of research that you have a positive self-image. So, but what if you take a look around and you're not making the level of money you want? You're not making the commissions that you want. Maybe you don't have the relationships that you want in your life. Maybe you're just not living the level of lifestyle that you desire. Well, that really comes down to one thing that's more powerful than any, again, in the context of sales, any sales training on the planet that is skill related. It's more powerful than any of that. And I know, again, because I've lived this, I've experienced this firsthand, from struggling sales rep on the brink of being fired to, you know, generating millions and millions of dollars in revenue, becoming one of the best sales reps in the company that I work for multiple years in a row, um, and multiple times over. And it's the number one thing that I always come back to, because, you know, and again, a lot of this stuff has been proven and scientifically backed by Dr. Maxwell Maltz from Psycho-Cybernetics. And he himself calls it the greatest psychological discovery of our generation. And that's how powerful this concept is. So now that you understand it in terms of, well, really just to wrap up that analogy with the plane, you know, if it starts to go off course, let's say it's programmed to go to Hawaii. If it starts to go a little bit off course, since it's on autopilot, it's going to self-correct. So let's say you're a sales professional who has a self-image of struggle, of earning a certain level of commission each month, of dealing with prospects in a certain way and having them behave a certain way on sales calls. And overall, you know, a very specific self-image that isn't programmed for ease, for achieving the level of income that you actually want. No matter how hard you work, as soon as you start to maybe see some signs of success, let's say you know, make a big sale and boom, all the way up there, it's off track with the autopilot. What's going to happen very, very fast, and this is programmed, it's not a conscious decision, just like autopilot, this is all subconscious programming. You are going to self-correct, aka self-sabotage, and you're going to come crashing back down. And the only way to end this cruel, cruel cycle, because I've been through it myself and I know how exhausting the whole process can be, the only way to change it, that requires very little effort, and it's going to be the 80-20 that transforms your entire sales career, is by consciously reprogramming your self-image. So how do you do it? Like what is the actual process, step by step, as a sales professional who's sick and tired of every single month making less money than you want to make, struggling with your commissions, feeling burnt out after sales calls, tired of role playing, doing objection, all this external stuff, and not seeing the results that you want to see in your life? What is the step-by-step process that you can take that's going to skyrocket your sales without requiring you to work harder, work longer hours, make more sacrifices, exert more willpower, exert more discipline, do more cold calls? What is the step-by-step process that people have used for decades now, that's scientifically proven, that world-class athletes like Matt Fraser, who won the CrossFit Games 4 times, he speaks about this in a video. Every day he would wake up and read about the kind of athlete that he would want to become, and he embodied that person. He built a self-image of someone who was a 4-time world CrossFit world champion. But how do you do this in the context of sales? What is the process? The process is very simple. It's very effective. There's ways to do it so that the experience is gamified, so you actually stick to it. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to drop a link below. It's completely free. It's inside my school community, the Self-Image Wizard, and it's going to walk you through step by step how I personally generated over $5 million in sales, landed a job with Google, which, you know, as many people know, is harder to get into than Harvard, and became consistently one of the top sales reps on the team. Went on to be headhunted for a leading startup to come in, launch the region, made millions of dollars, unlocked equity, completely changed the trajectory of my sales career from a struggling sales reps knocking doors in the depth of winter in Ireland to a complete 360 turnaround. I'm going to walk you through step by step the process that I took to creating a new self image so that I could break free from the self sabotage, break free from all the limitations that I had been programmed in my own mind subconsciously and unaware from years ago as a child. So you can then use that information, apply it in your own life, and finally make the level of money that you want to make in sales and keep it, and keep making it month after month after month, and achieve sustainable long-term success in your sales career. So that's really it for today's video. I'm going to drop the link to the school community below. As always, hopefully you found it helpful or, enjoyable. Feel free to drop a comment below if you're enjoying the content or if there's any other style of content that you'd like to see. I'll also be available in my school community if you want to send me a DM or you've got any specific problems that you're dealing with in your sales career right now. And yeah, I'll do my best to see if I can help. And yeah, that's pretty much it.